What is up, YouTube? Old Shaman here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on A Girl on the Shore. This is again one of Asano's excellently crafted works, personally in my opinion. I know a lot of people tend to give A Girl on the Shore a lot of flack for it being sort of this kind of hentai-esque kind of love story, but personally I feel it's a lot deeper than what a lot of people are making it out to be. So essentially what I'm going to do in this review is I'm going to kind of give you a general basis on the plot to A Girl on the Shore, and I'm also going to kind of talk to you guys about the two main protagonists within this story. Besides that, I'm not going to be spoiling the ending, and I'm not going to be spoiling anything that goes on within the story, but you know, I'm going to make sure that I kind of give you guys a ground kind of basis for what the story has to offer. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kind of get right into the story. Alright, so A Girl on the Shore is like I said, it's a Asano work. Personally, out of Asano's works, I mean, this is definitely one of his well-recognized pieces and one-shots. I mean, we're talking Goodnight Pun Pun, Solanin, A Girl on the Shore, Polygraph, I'm forgetting another major one, but personally, again, this is definitely one of his, I want to say this is definitely one of his well-recognized works that he's done. So essentially what A Girl on the Shore is a story about, and this is sort of a general synopsis of the story, is that it focuses on our two main protagonists who in the story they began sort of in this junior high sort of sexual relationship. So it's an underage sexual relationship between these two kids. We got Asobi, and then we have Komi, who is basically the two main protagonists within the story. Now, one of the things that a lot of Asano's works tend to do is that they kind of like to leave the ending a little open-ended. I've read only really 3, and you know, being that this was probably, I think out of the 3 that I've read, and that's Goodnight Pun Pun and Solanin, this definitely has one of the most open endings that there really is in Asano's works. Now, any of his other stuff, I have no idea, because personally, I've never read it. But A Girl on the Shore tends to kind of shift its focus pretty fast from these two kids that are going from having sexual relationships to, you know, topics like, you know, suicide, as well as coming of age, and just sort of being able to love yourself. I think that's something that the story really has an impact on. It's sort of like this. It starts out where our two main characters, they just, you know, they have really nothing to really, you know, relate to. They both kind of hate each other, and that's sort of something I guess that's what makes their relationship in the story, is that they both have things that they hate, and they kind of don't like themselves. Honestly, like, I guess over the course of the story, you sort of see them mature and get a little better at what they do as they go through the rest of middle school, and then later on get accepted into high school, and then sort of be able to mature and also kind of gravitate away from their sexual relationship, if that makes any sense. But honestly, Asano, people don't give credit for A Girl on the Shore, and I think that's where it sort of gives me questions, because I read it, and you know what? I enjoyed it. I have to say I really did enjoy it. Now, whether or not I got a satisfying first, or whether I got a good beginning, a middle, and then, you know, an iffy ending. Personally, I mean, I've talked to a few people, and Girl on the Shore is definitely not really ranked in their top Asano works. Personally, I definitely think that this you know, particular story doesn't get credit where it's earned. The art is absolutely fantastic. I think that's something that we can all appreciate from Asano, is that he puts effort and time into creating sort of a realistic setting, as well as creating really interesting and engaging characters. This story got me engaged. It kept me wondering what was going to happen next, but definitely it felt a little flat towards the ending. I will say it wasn't the best ending I've ever read in a manga, but it definitely could have been better, but it definitely was not the worst ending I've ever read. So, essentially, over the course of the story, we kind of get our two main characters, Komi and then Asobi, who, you know, sort of have this sexual relationship, and then we sort of see the hardships of, you know, not having friends, as well as not being able to have or engage in a relationship. Just the idea of coming of age is definitely heavily themed throughout A Girl on the Shore. Now, like with Solonen, this is definitely a mature story that I cannot recommend to a younger audience. I mean, if you go to the bookstore and you buy this, don't be surprised if this is sealed. This is definitely a 18 plus work. And I get that age is just a number and maturity levels vary, but this is definitely something that you would have to understand as either a young adult or, a mature young adult, because this is definitely something that if you haven't been there, or you haven't experienced, or you haven't heard anyone talk about this, or you haven't read about it, it's going to be kind of hard to understand this. And I think for a younger audience, this definitely is not where I would start with Asano's work. Really, a lot of Asano's works are brain teasers. You have to kind of figure out and kind of plot the story. And really, it's just, it could get very confusing, honestly, if you don't know what's going on. So, anyways, I'd like to say that the artwork is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to just kind of open it up to a page here without, anything too explicit. But again, the artwork is absolutely fantastic, I would have to say. Really, really awesome stuff here. Artwork is really amazing. I appreciate Asano's works for just the art alone, because they are absolutely amazing illustrations and really just overall make the story a lot more impactful and definitely kind of gives you that emotional attachment to it. But anyways, that's sort of my review discussion of A Girl on the Shore. Again, I would have made a video kind of talking about the ending, because really you need to dedicate a video to the ending itself. That's how kind of puzzling it is. But anyways, my final verdict for A Girl on the Shore is I really did enjoy what I read. I know a lot of people don't give it credit for certain elements, but I definitely understand where they're coming from. And for that, I give this a 7 out of 10. A Girl on the Shore is definitely one of the works I recommend you guys check out. Regardless, Asano's artwork is absolutely fantastic, so even if you don't care for the story, the artwork is well worth the purchase alone. Now, it retails for $18.95 here in the United States, but I got my volume for a lot cheaper. I got it for around $12 on Amazon, plus shipping and handling, which is free if you have Prime. But anyways, A Girl on the Shore is definitely a story I'd recommend that you guys check out if you guys are wanting to see some more of Asano's works. But anyways, 7 out of 10 is going to be my final verdict for the series. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, if you guys are wanting to check out some of my Twitter progress for the February Manga Challenge, I will go ahead and leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below, as well as a few of my other manga reviews if you guys are wanting to check that out. Anyways, have an awesome day, and always guys, keep reading manga. Peace out.